When you were playing for '06 teams in comparison to maybe some of these newer teams, was there a difference in culture in the locker room?
I was very fortunate to be on some really, really good teams that had amazing culture. I came into the league in Vancouver a year after they went to the Stanley Cup final. We won the President's Trophy my first year. That core group of players, like Manny Malhotra, Luongo, Sammy Salo, Kessler, Bieksa, Burroughs, like Alex Edler was a younger guy, but he was pretty big in the league. I was so fortunate and almost couldn't understand how good that culture was for making everybody feel a part of the team. I joke around with some guys last weekend. Vancouver, we'd get on the road, we'd go play a game. Maybe we fly somewhere, we get in there at 12 o'clock. We get to the hotel, maybe practice next day. Sedins would be the guys leading the charge, being like, "Hey, boys, go get changed. Everybody on the bus in 15 minutes." Whole team would go out together, go have some drinks. We have some fun. I would get on other teams where it's like everybody's like whispering to their one buddy, like, "Where are we going for dinner?" And it was just so cliquey. Philly, to me, it was, I went from Chicago in 2015. Again, another incredible culture. You see why they won just by the people that they had there. And I went to Philly, and I was, talking to my dad, talking to my brother. Within weeks, I was like, man, no wonder this team hasn't won. You could just feel the difference. You could feel the culture. Two guys leading the charge there were, Claude Giroux, Jake Voracek, who were tremendous players, top 10 scorers, great talent, but not guys that were, in my opinion, really bringing a team together, really wanting to win.
Sound like they're missing a real leader?
Yeah, they were great players, those two, and tremendous to watch. But kind of the guys that, you're in a 6-1 game, you're winning 6-1, he's got 4 points. Coach shows the fourth line out on the power play with 2 minutes left, and he's looking at the coach like, come on. Just one of those guys. You just create such a toxic environment when you do stuff like that. That would never have been the case on Chicago or Vancouver. And, we had good teams in Montreal. Everybody wanted everybody to win, and it's you could feel the difference right away.
You feel almost like you have a team where teams within the teams. Everybody's pulling on 4 separate ropes versus just one. You mean?
Yeah. That was Philly when I got there too, and it was a disaster from day one. And you could see they're still in the turmoil. This is almost 10 years later now, where it's just they haven't figured it out, and I don't know what the answer is for them, but. You just gotta. It starts at the top, right? And I'm not talking management or that. I'm talking on your team. Your captain, your head guys that are pulling the charge. They set the tone, and that they kind of steer your team. It makes such a big difference.
I'm curious to know about the time in Montreal. When you sign with the CH, there's an expectation that comes with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For me, I grew up the biggest Montreal Canadiens fan. So when I got traded there, it was kind of like a nice restart for me. It was. I broke in the league in Vancouver. Torts comes over. That's a story for another day. But,
no, that's a story for today.
That's a story we can get to. But, he comes over. It wasn't working out for me. I went over to Montreal, and I don't know. It was just it was like the excitement was back in my game. Going to the rink every day was exciting. It was just such a different feel from Vancouver, which was, both Canadian cities. It should have the same vibe. But to me, yeah, you can't beat Montreal. The fans, you can be driving in your car and people going crazy on the road, or it's just another level there.
You talked about Torts.
We do a hockey podcast called Sling the Biscuit every single Sunday. The clips, the bite-sized chunks are right here. Only the hits, the full-length show, which you don't want to miss, is right here. That's Dave. I'm Travis. We'll see you soon.